And we're back, and it's been a while. I didn't mean to push this off, but it's been like almost a week since I last had a chance to record and play, between a busy week, on some parts miserable week, and then I gotta go back to Homebody where it's just sort of like, ah, God, I gotta play a game where I confront this stuff. But moving on. So, sorry. Got a hair in my mouth. Okay, moving on. So yeah, continuing on with Homebody. Last time we got the accumulator turned on, but that didn't solve the problem. Francine seems to be the only one who has an inkling about stuff going on here. So yeah, trying to get back into place. And the only thing I can think of that we have not done yet is go to the elevator, and I don't know if we have to flip all switches off or on, you know? So, you know, been a week, probably gonna be bumbling around it, but I feel like we're close to finishing the game. We just gotta push through this last section, and I'm guessing it's gonna replay, this is replaying the, homunculi bashing its head against the wall in the same way that Emily did. I'm curious, because I haven't checked, has this been put on How Long to Beat yet? As we're going through the same cutscene, unless it is different. Homebody, 7.5 hours, roughly on average, according to... Well, so far, it's in the red, so it's kind of like loosely that. I got a How Long to Beat account. I really should use it more. I like How Long to Beat. It's a good idea on just like getting, here's the averages on time and everything, just to get an idea when you jump into something. Sorry. Talking about How Long to Beat while imagery is happening. But yeah, the implication we're getting is, you know, maybe Emily and Francine both tumbled off that giant hot dog. Or at least Francine did. Emily might have been responsible, even if, loosely. And who knows, they both might be, like, old and dying, having moved past this. But now everyone's face is fine. When was my last save point? I'm missing a lot of stuff. Is that intentional? Uh-oh. No, wait, where's Francine? She's usually in here. So I'm just noticing I'm missing stuff, like the Purd game finish and everything. It should have saved. Well, let's just... Hi, Francine. Remember that nursing home pamphlet? What was that? What was the title on that one? Glades of Grace, Melancholy Place, Pet Friendly, for piss-pad lapdogs only? Yeah, that was it. I was just thinking about how ridiculous that Come to Jesus turn was. I think about that brochure a lot. Right, they talked about this before. It said that a family member passing is a moment of awe, please. I remember that. Pretty weird. I think we've had this conversation before. Yeah, we've had this conversation before. It's been a while. It has. So, how was the drive? What? Did you take the 80 or... What are you, Cliff? You know I had the same drive as you. I did it at a good 30 hours ago. But we are coming from the same place. Right. Oh, of course. Am I getting Gary, I mean? Our friends? I do like to keep them in touch with other kids. Yes, we have regular video chats. You should join sometime. Okay. Hold on. I feel like we lost progress. Something's not right here. Shoot. Or did we lose? I'm gonna code off the top of my head. Yeah, did we lose progress or did something happen? Because I'm missing memory, memory log items, like the Purd minigame, the information for, like, the other pump, panels. I'm trying to... Okay, right. I did the Purd minigame, so hold on. Because it was... I think we lost some progress. Because we read that. Man, what happened? Okay. Okay, it's been a while since I played, so maybe... Okay. What was the passcode for this? I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. And I did this. What was it? 9... Shoot. I did this. Sorry, and I'm missing things. Yeah, the stay puzzle isn't solved. The passcode I got for the puzzle isn't solved. What the hell happened? Did I just lose progress? It should have... Okay. I don't know what happened here. Okay. Well, it depends. Is he running around right now? Okay, I think something happened. I think I lost progress. Don't know why. Is because I backed out at a wrong moment, but that's so much stuff. That's multiple loops worth of things we did. In order to lose it... Okay, hold on. I'm not wrong, am I? I've lost progress. I'm trying to remember the door code for this. Again, it's been a week, so I'm trying to remember stuff off the top of my head. It was like... No. No. Right. Right. 2 and 3. Okay. I'm not sure what to do besides... Oh, that's right. That opens that up. Let's just try, because I'm kind of... If we just run, we'll be able to make these short... Okay, sorry. Not sure what I'm gonna do right now. Because, well, I could just take a break and then... Yeah, I lost progress. At the very least, I'm gonna have to get the accumulator started up again. Gotta go through the steps again. $9,009, that's what it was. Okay, this won't take long. Let's just do another accumulator run. Because if I remember the steps, I can just do it. That was close. 9,009 for that. Okay. Now we can just run down there with that. Okay, I'm gonna just... Okay. Wait. I just realized something. If we go to manage data, is it all on the same... Okay, we've had this conversation with Laura. We're gonna just skip past... We know the one. Hold on. Sorry, because we ended last time with everyone missing their faces except for Francine. I didn't have a chance to talk to her because we were already so far along. Well, now it's updated. Currently loaded slot 4. What? Okay. We'll just get through it. Okay, we got 3 generators. There's one with the pumps. Then there's one with the, you know, in the hedge maze. Where was the third one again? Okay, so we want to do the pumps. We got to... Oh, that's right. We got also... Oh, God damn it. What was this one? We have the... To switch that... No, spin that around. Because we need to do all the pressure on the pumps. Because we also got to open up the attic, right, the lightning rod, and we got to do that before 9. Shoot. I'm trying to remember all my nonsense. Because, like, let's just run through all the steps again. I'm trying to remember. It's also been, again, a week. No, wait. How was that not? Loop, line, oh. No. You know, I'm gonna have to pause in order to get... Shoot. Sorry, you know, part of me is like, keep playing in case something different happens, but what could... Okay. What was it? 8712. The thing is, if I'm wrong, we just have to start over. Okay, you know what? Hang on. Okay, back. Sorry. Was looking up a guide because I solved these puzzles already, and I don't remember, and I'd have to stop the recording and do a bunch of finagling in order to pull it back up again. So I found a quick guide just to find the two solutions, and it's the pumps and then that. Oh, that's right. This one was different. And if I mess up, I gotta start over. Shoot. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I solved these already. I didn't look up things. And until I'd gotten this far, and now that I've gotten this far... No, not that. Look at the keypad. No, wrong way. I solved these puzzles already. All we gotta do is flip the accumulator on, and go through the scenes again. But this late in the game, you know, they're probably running around already. 9. Because, yeah, I got proof I did this. I just don't know why I've lost progress. It should have auto-saved. And if it didn't, I don't know why. But, 2, the accumulator's going to get hit in just a couple minutes here. And then we can get to the pump. And then we just got to avoid... homunculi. Oops. Come on, camera. Sorry, we're so close to finishing this game. Oh, that's right, but we're gonna have to probably... Well, no, because the water... No, we don't need to solve the electricity puzzle, because we got everything we need just to solve this. Okay. Now, looking it up again, because it was... One, two... hold on. One more. Sorry, I remember solving these, and I just don't remember the solutions right now. But we're supposed to get 62 PSI. There we go. Again, I have already solved these. I just don't remember the answers from a week ago. And rather than doing everything again, since we've already done it... Kind of freaky being here in the middle of this mall again. Kind of freaky that the mall exists under the rural house of Pennsylvania. Sorry. Okay, that's 3. Now we just gotta get back to the accumulator. Which that's restarts everything we did before. Francine will be up there. Now it's just where's Homunculi at? And hopefully we don't run right into his chest. Come on, fix camera. Oh, no one's dead yet. I suppose the homunculi comes out earlier and earlier in different parts of the game. So are we just doing this stuff early enough? You know, we're jumping ahead to the solution's end. We didn't find enough puzzle pieces to trigger... I don't know. Just heard the squirming. Emily! And we already had this cutscene, but let's just let it play out again. Francine! I didn't mean to scare you. What are you doing up here? The lamp in the study broke again, and I knew you were up here. We need to talk before you do something rash. Are other things we can do. Other options. I mean, for God's sake, Emily, look at that thing. Do you really think you can solve all your problems? What other choice do we have? You think you know how to get us out of this? No, Em, I'm telling you neither of us do. Maybe there is no way out. I think I first clocked it when we started poking around and solving Nest's little puzzles and talking in code. And for a moment there, I had a glimpse. Jeez, sorry. Gotta eat. Well, I'm eating. No. Gotta stop eating before I record, but it's my time when I gotta eat. I had a glimmer of hope that this was progress for the both of us. That maybe you would help me figure out how to get us out of here. But nope, you're still you. But I'm begging you, don't let it come to this. Why trust a weird old man and his weird old machine? Listen, I don't want this fight to end. I want this to stay ugly because it's something. But we need to get out of here, Francine, one way or another. We don't know what it'll do. It could ruin everything, as if everything wasn't already ruined enough. This could be the end, Emily. Or, whatever. Yeah, we did this cutscene, and if we get the same cutscene, I might fast track it since we did it last time. But this should be the next cutscene of Emily. All right, we talked to Peter, and it's just sort of like, I only know what you know. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna skip ahead. This was Francine. Sorry, we did these cutscenes last time. So I think I just lost progress somehow. Emily, hey! And this is the Laura cutscene again. Friend's getting murdered. She's working for a paramilitary corporation that she, well, might be. No? Okay. Might have been drifting a bit. What were you talking about? Well, I mean, I was talking about this work thing, like before I work in the company and Yeah, we've had that cutscene too. Sorry, not to skip ahead. It's just like we've done this before, and I don't know why I lost progress. There we go. This is where we were last time. Gary's missing his face. Megan's missing her face. Cliff is most definitely missing his face. Everything is looking more disheveled. But if you find Francine, because I remember last time, that's creepy. Francine? Hey, Emily. Okay, she's the only one that still has a face. So, we're back. Yeah, I was kind of hoping we'd just, like, wake up in our bed somewhere. Free from this. Same. But hey, we're not dead. Guess we have to figure out how to get out of here for good. I hope you have an idea. Let's try. By the way, I'm sorry about that business in the attic. The fight over the accumulator. Francine, you know you don't have to apologize. I mean, Jesus, I didn't know what I was doing. That thing could have killed us. Yeah, well, it didn't. And at the end of the day, what other options did we have? Sure. Pete, whoever Pete is, if you were talking to Pete, you were talking to Pete too, right? Yeah, at least it looked like Pete, but I don't know. It's like he's busted or something. He used to be a little more him. Since you showed up, he's gotten fuzzier. Okay, so she's been dealing with this for a bit too. Anyway, Pete said that turning on the accumulator was at full power almost killed this place. So I'm thinking, why not just do that again? About that, maybe you should go check out the attic. Uh-oh. Oh, great. Is it already open? It is already open. Okay, that saves time. Okay, fine, we're getting into the new stuff. Right, we did check it out. Spec paper, that's not different. That's not different. Right, because we did check this out. Exam wire. Broken exposed wire. Touching that would be very bad. What the hell happened? I don't know. So I figured talk to Francine if she knows what's up. You saw the attic. Or you saw the attic. Yeah, attic. Yep. What the hell's going on up there? I think that the full moon that's been above us this whole time is actually some kind of void, and it's getting bigger as this place dies. Crap! What are we gonna do? Do you think there's something to do with the lights above the elevator? Yeah. The elevator? Oh right, the one that the killer rides up into the house. Yeah, it brings the killer up to that crawl space next to the bedroom on the second floor, but it's impossible to get inside up there. Right, and it passes through that little waiting room next to the cellar at some point during every loop. Yeah, and where the hell do I start? Just like someplace far beneath the house? Why would the killer be on that elevator in the first place? Ness told me about it once. Well, he didn't actually know either, but he said that he figured out how to get inside. He said it had something to do with the waiting room, some hidden sequence there. Okay. He said it had something to do with the waiting rooms and some hidden sequence there. He said he got it open himself once, but that he was too afraid to go inside. He thought it could end this whole thing, that it could solve the mystery of the loop, if not escape it outright, but he said he was too much of a coward to do it himself. Okay, at least he was being honest, I guess. Yep, either way, it seemed important, like the killer was coming from there for a reason. So we need to ride down that elevator ourselves. Guess so. Do you have any idea how to get inside? Actually, I do know one thing. I heard it from Nest, actually. The last time I didn't... He said he had a clue for you. Told me to put it someplace only you could access. Oh, God. Have you seen the other kids? Oh, God, yeah. With the hole in their faces. I hate it. One night, all of a sudden, they were just gone. Here, but checked out. Saw the same thing happen to Laura once. We were talking, and I think I pushed her too far, and then poof, she was gone. You're lucky you get here. You're lucky you get here late. I'm here alone with them for like a whole day. Oh man, I keep forgetting that you get here before me. That sounds horrible. Yeah, so she's been dealing with this for a bit. For a while, it was kind of nice. It was good seeing them at their high point. Over time, the longer we were stuck in this place, a pall kind of fell over the whole thing. I hated seeing them get down on themselves. Now it's kind of peaceful, if in a creepy and unsettling kind of way. They're quiet. They were like this the whole time before I showed up. Yeah, for me the loop starts on Friday night. As soon as I step in the door, the other kids are here too, unpacking their things. Okay. Now they just stare at each other, going through their emotions like they're chatting and having a good time. But they're not. Okay, interesting. Sounds like it was worse for Nest. One time he told me he was alone in the loop for what felt like years, waiting for us to show up. No wonder he seemed so exhausted. I hope he's okay now. So do I guess. How's the trip been treating you so far? So, we got a sequence of lights. Well, that explains, at least it's been a while. I don't remember if we've ever seen Francine interacting with anybody. Okay, so place only we can access. That's open too, that's nice. Waiting room? Here? Decided to live forever. Switch it. That can't be it, right? So, clue here? It's already running around, you can hear it. Decided to live forever. Heaven is already inside you, there is nothing. A clue in here? Trying to think now. I mean, okay. The only thing I can think of. Have we seen like another triangle or circle before? Could that be the clue? I don't know. So we gotta hit the light switches in a certain sequence. Oh, he's running. A place that only we can access, but we got access to the whole house, so... I think it just occurred to me. Okay, I think I got it. Well, probably best thing to do. The best thing to do is get murdered, but... That's fine. Oh, cool. A place only we can access. Our bag next to the door, we can't interact with it because we're being... I mean, if we just get caught, then we get him out of the way. Sorry. Not to be a downer, but... Okay, that's the only thing I think of. A place only we can access. And the only thing that's in our memory log we have not really used yet... Yeah, okay. The moon's getting bigger, or, you know, that ball in the sky. I've only just realized that even in the other scenes. The glow is now even hitting the windows there. Okay. Okay, here's my guess. Gary just put down our bag. A place only we can access, and it's the only clue that has not been anywhere else, is our own combination. We opened up the bag once, but we couldn't do anything with it. So I wonder if maybe... Here we go. Huh? A bunch of little rectangles labeled with the names of rooms throughout the house. Definitely seen this before. Okay. I was gonna say, I'm gonna take a picture of this on my phone. Oh wait, that's right, it's gonna be just put in our memory log. Okay, so all the lights are labeled. The attic light needs to be turned on, main bedroom off, study on, bathroom on, living room on, dining room on, off on, okay. Flooded room on. Sorry. Okay, so this is the combination we need. to solve it. Alright, suppose we go top down. So attic needs to be on. Now we can just get into all these rooms. That's the thing. And we also have a very limited time to do it in. Because that thing, homunculus, shows up at like 8 o'clock now. Okay. Attic, on. Main bedroom and regular bedroom, off. Right. Okay, sorry, just checking something. Thinking about something. Gotta check. Okay, this needs to go off. That needs to go off. Okay, bathroom, living room, dining room, on. Those should all be on already, but, you know, we'll go through it. Right, hold on while we're still here. Foyer off, kitchen off. No, study needs to be on, bathroom is on. Okay, study is on. Bathroom should already be on, but let's just double check. Yeah. Okay. Foyer. So, living room's on, dining room's on. Kitchen's off. Okay. This needs to go off. Is that right? But the kitchen... Living room's on, dining room... No, dining room's on, but the kitchen... Isn't this the kitchen? Well, this is the dining room, but, well, it's also the kitchen. Dining room. Sorry, I'm... Garage needs to be on, that's off. Sorry, just thinking. Art studio. So that's the room. Okay. Sorry, a lot of places, and I'm just trying to think of... Kitchen, but dining room? But... Doesn't that need to stay? No. Well, this is the... Oh. Window looks busted. Sorry, the technicalities. Does this count as the kitchen or the dining room? I'm going to assume it's the kitchen. Just going to go with it. Okay, garage needs to be on. Wait, so then art studio, isn't that... No. Sorry, just we'll figure this out. We're getting there. Okay. Cellar needs to be off. We gotta get in here. He's running around. Okay, flooded room. 3... No, 4. 4, swap. So here, there's the switch. That's got to be off, right? Flooded room. No, flooded room's got to be on. Okay, so we don't have to even come here. Sorry, we're getting it figured out. Once we get the light sequence figured out, Figure out what's what. Okay, art studio. It's got to be over here. Waiting room's got to be off. Alright, now I'm going to find out if I made a mistake in the kitchen. Or what I messed up. There we go. Okay, we got it right. Okay, sorry. Was very confused. Okay. But... okay, I was just thinking. It's just like, well, now what? Do we have to do this at a certain time so we can get into the elevator? No. Well, we can go to B2. What is it? XN? Let's go basement 2. See where this begins. This is our room, isn't it? Notes to myself. A package from Francine. She sent it like a week after I moved. I keep meaning to open it. Aw. And our clock is messed up at 12 a.m. Yeah, this leads to our apartment, doesn't it? This is Laura's room. Alright. Okay, the camera isn't changing that. I'm just looking around. Okay. Cleaning this area up was a lot of work. It was like pulling teeth, but it felt like a good first step. Just moving a couple of sticky notes, like the rest would follow. Okay. Sent open package for Francine. I let it sit for months. I see it open. This is Laura's room. It took me a long time to finally take the sign down. Oh, okay. Alright. Sticky notes. They're all over. They're all from me. Okay. Some of these are really passive-aggressive. In retrospect, these seem kind of excessive. Right. I'm just looking around the rest of the... I understand why Laura moved out, but it still felt really bad. Okay. So that explains Laura either, you know, feeling ignored or, you know, moved on. Sorry, there's a thing that popped up there. Examine meat. Exposed muscle. Breathing slowly. Is this place alive? Made out of meat? I can barely stand to think about it. Watch it degrade more. Have a pair of scissors. There's some blood on the blade. Like somebody cut themselves, breaking them apart. Oh boy. Jesus, I really let this place fall apart. Francine, I'm so glad a letter she could never finish. I just unloaded all the boxes and books, and I gotta give you some of these because of this awful reading habit of mine makes moving miserable. It's crazy that I can be doing work and know within 5 miles you're puttering around doing your thing. Congrats on a real actual book you illustrated, by the way. I know that was always a dream of yours. So proud of you. Look at us, 2 adults with jobs and apartments in the same city. Come check out my dinky little apartment. I want to see your dinky little apartment. I want to see Laura again. Let's go to the museum or the movies or get drunk and play pinball. Yeah, hard F. So Francine, I'm guessing that's like the letter she got sent, you know, right after she moved or something, and then she just never replied back. A growing pile of mail. What a mess. too depressed and anxious to even, you know, do anything. Laura's empty room. Sticky notes. I didn't know what else to do. Some of these are in handwriting I don't recognize. In fact, they're not even words. Oh. I was like, why are you moving over there? Oh, she's just moving in position to look at the... Did I really get... did I really let it get this bad? I guess so. Just for whatever reason, Laura moved out and she just fell apart. Sticky notes everywhere. Some of these are in my handwriting. A lot of them are just scrawled, scribbly messes. It's turning gray, dying. This place is on its last legs. You know, is that a metaphor for her and how she was living? We don't have long left. You know, I worry about her. Examine scratches. Was that thing trapped down here? A bunch of torn up sheets and bandages and paper all torn up and mixed together. Was the killer living here? It's kind of pathetic. Well, the scenes we've seen, that thing, the killer just kept banging at the walls, trying to get out. Well, the killer in our room, you know, or in approximation of our room, just sitting here, nothing to do, waiting for the door to open. And if the killer is possibly a representation of us... Oh, that's why the scissors were broken. Emily! Sorry about the mess. I don't think it's this bad in real life. Where'd the killer go? It has to be looking for us, right? Not anymore. I saw the door was open and made a break for it. I don't think it liked being here either. Things are going wild up above. You should see it. Up above? We can't go back up there. You'd rather take your chances out there. Good point. Okay. So what was it? Is it just finally, like, it's all metaphor? It's not a wild classical haunted house anymore. It's just a house. Just a normal house with a normal attic. Okay, that was a window, or, you know, instead of windows, the accumulators like power bars. Yeah, after what you went down the elevator, I kind of lived and died a few more times, and... Geez, really? Yeah, don't worry about it. It's only horribly traumatic, and I remember all the pain I felt as I died every time. But every time I came back, it seemed like the house was changing. It got a little smaller, less colorful. A little sadder, more like I actually remember it. Let's take a look around, I guess. Knock yourself out. Okay, hold on. I guess it's an old Grubsoft game. Looks scary. Pfft. Okay. Clara, I found these while cleaning, and since I'll be around the post office today, I want to take a moment to send them to you. They're from another... Oh, wait, that was Clara sending to him. Sorry. No, it's from Parker. Jesus, sorry. They're from another time, but somehow I still think of us as these feeble lines and the hands that drew them. Parker. Okay. Parker, I'm watching the sun set over the lake as I write this, and the garden I told you about that's finally begun to pay off. Zucchinis are just beginning to flower, and my tomato plants are bearing big, misshapen fruit. Misshapen, sorry. My basil is coming a bit wimpy this year, but it does just fine for a light caprese salad on a night like this. Sorry, reading in my head because it's faster. Alright, sorry. So yeah, just Clara reminiscing, you know, kind of missing Parker. So, you know, they, Parker and her, you know, Parker and Clara seem to be close. You know, okay, wooden box with a switch and a light bulb. This is the accumulator, I guess. From before Nest's obsession made a messed up science machine. Made up mad science machine. So I guess we're ready to just flip the switch on the accumulator? Wait, that's the accumulator? It looks like a closet. Yep, here it is. Here, it's just a totally normal, creepy old pseudoscience box. Jeez, why not give it a try, I guess? It worked last time. What happened to theirs after I left? The other kids, they all disappeared. Not long after you went into the elevator, they were just gone. And then the elevator came back up and the killer got in and went after you. That's when the house started to change. Sorry, what happened to this place? I have no idea. I mean, I guess I have some idea. You saw it. It was falling apart. It feels like it shed the layers we had put on it. Like it turned back into Nest's house as it actually was. Without all the emotional burn he had put on it. Exactly. So, like, it morphed to... Yeah, okay. Hold on. By the way, that was... What was the deal with those fleshy little creatures? The little jiggly things in Nest's house. I wish I knew. I'm not gonna call them cute. They sort of remind me of the killer. Bipedal flesh lumps kind of going through the motions of human behavior. But like, baby. Almost like the killer had more reference material to pull from. There was this time where one had gotten injured and was dragging itself toward me, whimpering and stuff. It started nuzzling against my leg like it wanted me to pet it. So I did, until it died. Aw. I think that might have messed me up more than some of the times I watched you guys die. Yeah. What did the skin feel like? Like wet velvet. Who would have guessed the whole place was made out of meat? Just definitely not me. Do you think this place has been making us out of the same stuff? Don't. No, I refuse to entertain this possibility. What do you think happened to Nest? In my heart of hearts, I think I'm kind of charmed by him, in spite of everything. I want to hope he got older and wiser somehow. There's a letter over there from Clara. The tone is like she's a little older and wiser herself. Sounds like Nest got back in touch with her at some point, and she's not replying like he's a preening, obnoxious jerk, so I guess he did something right. That's pretty heartening. Clara seems genuinely interesting and sweet. I feel weirdly attached to this idea of her, which might just be Nest's idea of her. Which could be, even if he's only a little time, if he only had a little time left. I hope that after all this, he figured out how to stop being a shut-in. I hope that after all this, I figured out how to stop being a shut-in. You're never too old to have not figured any fucking thing out, I guess. Yeah, that feels right. I always thought you had it more figured out than me. Well, I'm glad the elaborate ruse of my entire personality worked. What do you think ever happened to the other kids? I guess the same thing that's gonna happen to us. Yikes. Did we ever work anything out? I don't know. Maybe. I like the thought of it. Me too. I miss you. I miss you too, dummy. Did you ever hash things out with Laura? I don't remember. I hope she found a better roommate, at least. Do you remember anything that happened after this? I don't. I don't even know what year it is. I'm ready to go. Let's see. Yeah, let's get together soon. You know, it was good seeing you. No, it wasn't. I'm waiting. Yeah, there it is. Second hand. Push it down together. Okay. So we still can't confess. Okay, so the door covered in mail is Emily. Escaped the house for the last time. I thought she was gonna, like, come out and she's, like, 40 years old. I just realized the different implications of homebody. Because it's literally a home made out of meat. It is a living organism in the shape of a building. Okay, there we go. That was Homebody. I'll digest it in a second. Much like that house was digesting us. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, a bit of a snag there. I don't know why I lost progress. Did the autosave? Well, I can't imagine why the autosave didn't work, but I don't know why I got kicked back, like, basically, like, an episode or two of progress, you know, a bit by bit. But, okay, we got it. So yeah, Homebody, how was it? It's really good. I don't want my grumpy attitude to make anyone think it's not. I just ran into some problems. Like, okay, I'm trying to figure out, like, where to begin. Okay, but I suppose let's begin on dissection. So what was all that? Was that all a, was that all a dream? Was that ever real? Was it? Yes, no, it's all a metaphor. That's kind of it. Homebody, slang for someone who very introverted, likes to stay home, does not, interact with many. Oh, and the shooting stars going across the sky. I'm waiting to see if there's maybe another scene. Depression, violence, body horror, physical horror, including anxiety, OCD, depression. Okay, so that's it. I'm just curious if we continue on. Okay, so we're just sent into the last part of the game again. Alright, so we don't need to do that again. Okay, homebody. Again, there's the slang term. It's for, like, an introvert, to simplify it. But, especially in Emily's case, a homebody, someone who's very anxious. Well, it all begins with Parker, who, had this house and let people stay with him. And in this house, he made a bunch of friends, but mostly he stayed close to Clara, but eventually she moved on too. He was too anxious to leave this place, and so that anxiety led him to just construct, this. Sorry. Or, in some form or another. Again, how much of it is real, or how much is it a, real enough, or how much of it is just, like, metaphor? Who knows? But, well, maybe part of it is real, like, maybe by turning on the acute, well, it's distant. I don't want to get too bogged down by it, but, but Parker and Emily are kind of like, represent the same thing. These anxious people that can't get, or, can't figure out how to get over or deal with their anxieties and everything in order to get out into the world. So instead, they stay home, which ends up becoming a prison. And so, in a way, Emily's prison and Parker's prison kind of intersected. You got Parker, who, yeah, his home has just become, kind of turns into a Spencer mansion, filled with, like, old art projects and everything. Meanwhile, Emily locks herself in her room, can't bring herself to, talk to anybody or communicate with her old friends, and, even the one she was living with just had to get away from it one way or another. Whether Laura left, on her own accord because she was just sick of Emily, or something else happened and she just moved on for another reason, but Emily had to, in her mind, it's just so like, oh, Laura's leaving because she found a good job or she's doing something. That must mean she hates me, because why else would she, leave to go somewhere else and be anywhere away from me? I don't know. Maybe there were more clues I just missed along the way. I'll have to look into. I don't feel like there's, like, a secret ending or anything else we did. I feel like we covered the ground. It's just mainly looking at books and then, more thoroughly, like, piecing everything together. But, basically Emily and Parker kind of hit on the same, point. sorry, they kind of hit the same thing. Two shut-ins that created prisons around them that then kind of fused into each other one way or another. And so you got, yeah, Parker, whose house become a trap, Emily's, whose house become a prison, and until it's just sort of like, what's the worst thing that can happen to me and my friends? I guess we all die, and it's all my fault. So if you want to literalize as the homunculus being Emily in some form or another, you know, killing her friends because she's killing her relationships with other people, you know, if you see what I'm getting at. But yeah, that's just kind of that. So most of the scenes we've been seeing have been like, you know, Emily's house, all the mail piling up because she's so anxious she can't even get her own mail, and everything falling apart. And yeah, just at the end of the game, after all that, she's just kind of finally, you know, accepted, just like, I gotta get out, or, I gotta get out there. I gotta contact people again. I gotta get that social circle going again. I need to, get back out there. I'm trying to figure out the best way to explain it. But I hope I'm coming across. In the end, she stepped outside. The homebody has gone outside. And maybe from there she can repair her relationships, and they probably don't, and maybe the friends don't resent her in the way she thinks they will. All her assumptions about, like, I can't contact them anymore, I can't do this because they obviously hate me now since I've been so distant. And, there's probably some hurt feelings, but nothing that can't be fixed if they just try to come together again. Because I've had that happen before. But, so that's at least my assumption. And I'm sure there's way more to digest, but I think that kind of is the sum up. Where it's just like, it's the homebodies moving on. It's the anxiety, the depression, the compulsive disorders that, trapped Parker, trapped Emily, and it's them going through all their stuff. Well, Parker probably went through a similar thing. He found, he could get into the killer's room, basically, but when he realized, oh, that's just all me, or it could be all me, he couldn't stand going down there. But maybe he still got out at some point. Sorry. Yeah, but maybe he got out, maybe he moved on, maybe he went to go find Clara. Either way, it seems like at some point he got out too, maybe. Pete, I'm not sure with him, where it seems like, yeah, I don't know, Pete just kind of like is there. Again, I'm sure I'm also forgetting things because it's been like a week since I last got a chance to play this, so I'm trying to remember everything. Sorry to be so frustrated because I don't know why I lost progress, but okay. So, yeah, just kind of that's the case. I don't know what's up with Pete, whether he's kind of like, I don't know, he's kind of like a friend that either she wasn't too big on, so that's why he's so distant and weird. Maybe he's cut himself off from the group for whatever reason, I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of implications of stuff that's happened, or maybe will happen or did happen in some form or another. Like it seems like the scenes we've had with the friends are kind of just sort of like, hey, here's something that eventually kind of like happened before the separation, or happened at some point, or could have happened if things had played out differently, with it, the world breaking in and intersecting what happened, like, Francine and Emily having that talk about the injury, and then wondering, just like, is this happening now? Did this happen before? Is this just what we're thinking of on our deathbeds, as we're lay dying, and then, because that thought goes through their head, they lay dying. So it's kind of like that, just like, they kind of will things into happening by imagining the worst case scenario. And then also just like the flesh of the house itself kind of seeping in and ruining what's going on in their mind, making things worse. So if I got things correct, or at least to some degree, and All in all, yeah, it's interesting. And trust me, it has also been depressing. Like, I know the content warning is right up front, but, I've been going through stuff. I just had my birthday the other day, and I'm just kind of like having a similar feeling of just sort of like, man, another benchmark, another year, and I've still not gotten done what I wanted to get done. I don't communicate with my friends as much as I used to. But that's mainly because everyone's busy. Everyone's got their own stuff, their own baggage that we're trying to figure out. And so you feel bad, asking people for help or for something because you feel like you're a burden on a friendship. Sometimes it's complicated because just sort of like, no, I love my friends and I just feel bad that I don't reach out more often. Mainly we only get together maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks, and mainly that's all when we have our own conversation. But it's like we have the opportunity to talk all the time and we just don't, or at least I don't engage, and maybe they don't engage for similar reasons. I don't know, and it makes me feel like a bad friend. But it's also just sort of like I want to be but whenever they need something, whenever they do ask, I try to be there for them. Whatever. It's complicated feelings, and I kind of had a feeling this was going to be very depressing and trudge up stuff, and then it's just sort of like, then some things happen, and it's just like, man, sorry. So just bad timing for me, but that's a whole other thing. It's trying to figure out how to like, deal with, or I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to remember the right language. Saying, like, just deal with it is not the right thing to say to anybody. But, it's like learning, just like figuring out what you can do to make your life better, and, working with whatever problem you may have. Because, trust me, they hit on a lot of stuff where it's just sort of like too vividly imagining the worst case scenario, or, feeling down on yourself for not getting as much done as you wanted, or, something bad happened in my life, and yet I feel so numb about it that it doesn't even really register. And, or, you're coasting through life, and it's just sort of like, yep, it's progressing. That's about as good as it gets. And, I feel that for many reasons, and that it also this game has also had me thinking. It's just sort of like, maybe I got OCD, depression, or something undiagnosed, and I really should do something about that. But, I can't really go anywhere to go, it's not, I really should. Sorry, that's complicated feelings. But, it makes me think, it's just like, do I have something that I just need to get diagnosed? Because I have no idea. I feel these feelings, but are they that? Or is it just something else? Or is it just me? And then it's just like, I really should go talk to somebody about this. But that costs money. Something I do not have, really. To do anything extensive about it, and that's just like another thing that's adding to that anxiety pile. I just worrying about financial, my health, and everything like that, and it just all that makes it worse because I can't do enough in any of those regards to maybe make something better if there is something wrong. So that doesn't help either. And so that's been running through my mind too as I've been going through this. But as far as I can tell, this handles a lot of those subjects very respectfully, or at least, in a way that does not feel like demeaning, because ultimately the message is just like, it'll be it'll be okay. You can, still get through this. You can survive. And, it's just, yeah, I don't know where else to go with that. But I hope I'm coming across correctly, because I do mean it. So it's like, I'm sure this will even hit harder for a lot of other people. But, and hopefully maybe it's helpful in some way. It's reminding me of my friend talking about, seeing people talk about watching BoJack Horseman, and like the stuff that happens in that show gives people like, how it talks about depression, substance abuse, and stuff like that. And he's talked to people who said they watched that show, and then when they went to see their therapist, they knew how to talk about the problem that they were having because it happened on BoJack, and it went into detail about it, so it like gave them, a way to explain it. So maybe I could see that, this having kind of like a similar effect. And, that's kind of what I'm feeling. It's just like, man. But anyways. So, yeah, hopefully I'm coming across correctly. Gameplay wise, sorry. Getting into the whole, the metaphor of it, the story wise, everything else. Sorry, talking too much. Need a drink. Okay, sorry. Anyways, but yeah, the aesthetic is really cool. Like this, like little slightly grainy. I don't want to, grainy style. Like this Resident Evil without any weaponry and just all puzzles and such. It's a really cool aesthetic, and the time loop mechanic is always fun. Just like taking on the knowledge you have, building upon it to open up another thing, and getting a little bit faster while things start encroaching around you is really cool. Like, it's controversial. 12 Minutes was also very cool about how it handled its, was interesting how it built upon its time loop. The reveals and some of the puzzle solutions, icky. So, but, it's just like, there's a lot to like about 12 Minutes. It just kind of goes in directions where it's just like, boy, this does not feel great. And then you got the reveal and just like, oh God. But that's another thing. But, it's like the time loop mechanic is still pretty cool in that, and how when you interact with something or how you can do stuff out of order, or mainly in like 12 Minutes, how it's just like you get so far in the game and then you go through like a dozen dialogue options to get to a certain point in the story, and the next time you do the loop, you only need like 1 or 2 dialogue options to like get up to speed, so you shave down on time the more you go and the more you solve. And that's what kind of this is, where you keep the memory log, you shave down, every time you solve a puzzle, it shaves down time on something else, or it gets you something you can use elsewhere, or something that will be used later that you didn't even think about. And, stuff like that. Then you got the memory log, so you can always go back to that, so you don't have to keep everything in your head. You have a visual reference, like every time I had to resolve that attic puzzle, it's just like, how did this look? And then just go back. Okay, great. And some of the puzzles, a little moon logic-y. A little like, okay, after solving them, I can see how when making this, they made total sense. Some of them are just sort of like, oh man, because I got really stuck in the middle. And I feel really bad for being grumpy about it, because I don't want to come off that way, where it's just sort of like, it's not bad design, it was just confusing, and it just got me upset. Because mainly it was just like, okay, I gotta figure out the door. Well, the biggest problem is I was trying to figure out just like some puzzles that really left me confused and annoyed. Because we had things like, the garage, getting into the garage and getting through there to get to that light panel to, like, set up new tracks, which was needed for a lot of stuff. And what I was trying to figure out there was, how do I get back into the garage? Well, there's a clock down here, but what do I have to do? Is there a timer here? Is there something? And I did not figure out that the clocks had to match, and that once I figured that out, it's just, I don't think there was a thing that led you to think that. It was just sort of like, oh, 2 locks. One guy made a lock out of a timer, and that really didn't register. It's just sort of like, oh, if you make the timer the same as the lock, if you make the lock the same number as the timer, which is attached to your clock, that opens up the garage door. It didn't register like that for me. And maybe it was more obvious to some others. Maybe that was, again, all this is subjective, and maybe they figured it out. The gas chamber puzzle, I thought the lights were supposed to indicate here's the safe area for the next run, when no, it's like, well, the light is where the steam's gonna come up from. So you gotta memorize the patterns and the transition and then go in between that. But I was following the lights, it just felt confusing, where it's just sort of like, oh yeah, follow the lights, but then it's just sort of like, but follow the lights, but don't go where the light is, because that's where the steam is going to come up, but only in some cases. Otherwise, you have to remember what the lights are in sequence, so you can remember what lights are going to be when you're in the chamber. It's weird. The gas chamber, the steam chamber puzzles really befuddled me, and that was really annoying when it became essential for solving certain things. And mainly, it was just the long hallway and the 2 rooms, because everything else, if you run correctly, you can just run through the rest of them. But if you mess up that first chamber, or get to the end of that chamber and then mess up, it's annoying. What else? What was another puzzle I really had a problem with? I suppose, well, not the Minesweeper puzzle, that one was. Well, I suppose with, like, the Purd minigame, and I was just really confused, because that took me a while to figure out, too. But I just didn't think, it's just like, okay, so it's showing me an archway with a figure that looks like the guy from the Purd minigame. Okay, what do I have to do? Hold on. Sorry, had to take a call. Just another problem popped up, that's just all I'll say. Something that'll get fixed. It's just like another thing on the pile that just drains your energy. But anyways, but yeah, the Purd mini game where it's just sort of like, just the main thing I didn't get. It's like, how do you find the arches? You have to get the high score. Okay, you do. What does that matter? And not realize, just because it didn't occur to me, it's just sort of like, what numbers am I supposed to go through? And it's the high score. Again, really obvious in hindsight. It just took me a while to get to that point, which just went through. It just made me do a lot more redos than I wanted to try and get progress made. So that's the thing. You could get really held up, and you got Pete who does give advice, but, sometimes it's the thing you already know or the thing that's not really helpful to your situation. So, hit and miss. Sorry. But, and then there comes the killer, and you're trying to figure out what to do about him, or them, her, whatever. And it's just sort of like, the more you do, the faster they show up, and so you have, well, not limited time, because you could always run around them, and hide in closets and everything, and get around them, but if you just die to them, it just means, you get back in the new loop faster, use the knowledge you got just to get to that point faster, rather than trying to, like, solve a puzzle while they're bearing down on you and then getting interrupted. So, just where I was at. But anyways. But yeah, so some of the puzzles got me really stuck, and once I got past that, it started coming together. Like, early game, it was just like, oh, it's all coming together, this is great. Mid-game really stalled me, and then just, like, in-game was just sort of like, okay, I gotta take all the frustrating parts of the middle bit, but yeah, just, like, I can see someone get really frustrated, like, with this, like I did. But overall, Homebody, still recommend giving it a try. Jory Griffiths of Game Grumps, very good job. I'm sure he's gonna work on. But yeah, I am glad I played this. Just timing was not on my side when I was trying to play this. Emotions were not on my side when I was trying to play this. But we got through it, and we can all get through it. So meanwhile, now I gotta go outside and deal with something. So we're gonna wrap up. With that all being said, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe and all that. This is Timmara signing off, and thank you for watching me play Homebody.